Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. Hopefully you can hear me alright over the necessary air. This reading is going to be one of my redone version of astrology check-ins for YouTube at large. These are going to be by element, so there'll be 4 videos instead of 1, and it'll probably be around a half an hour. And then I'll be doing longer individual horoscopes on Patreon. Now, if I sound a little weird right now, it's because I'm pretty fried and my face is a little sore from getting some dental work done yesterday. But we're not going to worry about that right now because I have a deadline for these and I'm going to stick to my schedule as much as I can. And I want to get into these readings. So the way I've got this set up, I've got a 9 grid here. I've got the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. I've got the Thoth deck, and I've got the Mystical Shaman Oracle here. So, I was gonna mix these cards up in each row, so it would be like a little Sudoku situation going on, but it wasn't working for me. So this is past, this is present, this is future. This is sort of like what you're doing, this is sort of the consequences, and this is the information that the universe, your spirit guides, and or ancestors is trying to help you with or impart to you. Okay, so we're doing fire signs here. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And, you know, it's your sun sign, ascendant, moon, Venus, whatever energies you feel are acting on you right now. If you're really getting hit hard by that South Node Sag, you might want to... South Node Sagittarius, you might want to get in on this. There's supposed to be some kind of grand fire trine happening sometime. We have Mars in Aries right now. That energy might be affecting you. I think that's what it is right now. So we're doing fire signs, we're getting some information. So let's look at the past. We have the World 21. So we're starting off with Saturn energy, which is going to go direct in a couple of weeks, I think. But right now it's retrograde. We're dealing with Capricornian Saturn energy. We have a time here. I just got a little bit of Muse, time is running out. But the World card is normally pretty positive. We have 21 breaking down to a 3. So we're dealing with probably abundance. So Ace of Swords inverted. This is the consequences. So interestingly enough, the truth is stuck in the rock, like Arthur's sword there. It's like my kingdom for a horse. Interesting. Let's see what this world is trying to tell us. So we have the arrow inverted, 3. And notice how that's similar to the sword. But we have an arrow, which is a lot like Sagittarius energy. So it's like if a fire sign is dealing with a sword, they're going to come in with arrows as their weapon of choice. It's like, no, we don't deal with a broadsword here, we deal with crossbow. The arrow. Okay. So this looks a little bit like what the arrow is talking about here. It says, free yourself from attachments and the bondage of unbridled ambition. My kingdom for a horse, unbridled. Where your intention, thought meets the material world, Capricorn. So 3, the Empress number, is a feminine number. It has to deal with the right side of the brain, creativity, and it says the need to set your creativity free. But this arrow is coming in inverted. Continuing on the path you're on, you might be shooting yourself in the foot, which is why I'm getting a negative connotation from this world card, which is normally quite good. Right, we're dealing with the past. Right? You thought you were doing things right to make it in the world, but it's like that idea that time is running out. It's like everything you do, you almost get to the finish line, and then it's like the whole system just disappears somehow. Could it be that you have become so attached to winning this game that you have missed the true mark, right? What I'm getting is, like, time is running out. It's like you're running a marathon, and as you're coming up to the finish line, like, the posts and the markings and the people and the foil blankets just disappear. Like, why? How am I on the wrong path all of a sudden? What if your arrow was never meant to land where you wanted it, right? It's this sort of idea of, I thought this was the truth, but it's not. Like, I've been living a lie. This wasn't for me. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. I did the school. I got I moved out of home, and I got a job, and it was supposed to work, and nothing went right. Why isn't this working for me? Or any other thing that you think you're supposed to do, you know, like you're pressured to be in a certain profession, or you really want to be you know, a veterinarian or something, and as soon as you have to have, like, surgery your first animal, you completely throw up because you can't handle it, and you've just wasted all your schooling and money and everything. Trust that your job is to be relaxed and focused. Keep your eye on the prize and release intention. Wait, hang on, that's the wrong section. Okay, yeah. So this is the idea of regrouping, of like, what am I doing with my life? Okay. So when we don't get what we want, it feels like we've wasted our entire lives. But the idea is, you are supposed to experience not only frustration so that you know how to overcome it. If you never have any resistance in your life, the first sign of struggle, you're going to completely lose your shit. That's why you don't really want to be handed everything that you want all the time ever. In case of material goods, you'll just end up with shit everywhere, and you'll have no emotional connection to it whatsoever, and you won't even know why you have it. And in terms of, like, vocation, it's, you know, if you just slide through your whole life and nothing's ever really difficult, how do you know it's what you really want if you've never had to fight for it? You know, if you imagine it and it just manifests in front of you. I'm not saying that, you know, everyone should suffer for everything that they want. Some people's karma is to experience what it's like to just have, kind of like, sit out a turn and just have things and understand what it's like to be safe. It says, consider the wisdom in not getting what you want. Suffering in this case is a pathway to heal parts of you that feel unworthy, the parts that worry there isn't enough. Okay, so it's this idea of overcoming an ego of lack by wanting something that deeply that doesn't actually align with your soul or life purpose, and then finding out after you've gone through it, oh crap, why am I doing this? It's like, why doesn't anything work out for me? Why don't I ever get what I want? It's learning how to cope and heal an ego of lack in that sense. Alright, so this fire sign past is a little bit of explosion and then burnout, right? The world is on fire. Oh, just kidding. I ran out of kindling before it got hot enough to put the log on. Like shit. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the present. So we have the Four of Swords. This is good because we need to take a minute to regroup. So we go from a 3 total to a 4. That's good. And notice there's red here as well. And the white is usually for death, but this card is the 4 reduces from 13, which is like, you know, I am literally dead in the water. I'm bloated, floating down the river under the thing where the pizza and balloons are. But the Four of Swords is, oh, just kidding, I was in a coma. I just need a nap. I'm gonna think about it and regroup. We have it upright, so we're in the sort of rest phase. We're kind of out of body, where it's like there isn't a path that's moving yet. It's kind of everything's like murky and dreamy. We're trying to figure out where this direction and truth is. Consequently, Prince of Wands inverted. So in this deck, the Prince is the Knight. We have a lot of fire and movement here. Prince of Wands inverted. Now this can be a 1 or an 11. So we're increasing 1 and then we're increasing 10, or it's like 1 1, it's doubling in some way. But either way, we're adding 1. A unit of 1 in some way. Prince of Wands, the Knight here. Scorpio and Sagittarius energy with fire of fire. Right, so Scorpio is ruling death, which is right nearby. And then we have that Sagittarius energy from here again. So what are we doing? It's like, this is the act of the phoenix while it's being immolated. Right? We're paring it down to the bare necessities. So you have the spiral, number 50. Now that's interesting. We go from 3 to 5, so we have 1, 1, and then 2 here. So there's like a little bit of a movement and increase. Now notice too, it's a Fibonacci sequence as well. 1, 1, 2. Which creates the spiral. Very interesting. 5 is a number of pivot. 0 is the Fool number. So we're about to have a new beginning. We're building up the energy to create exponential change. We're shifting our vision, right? When the phoenix comes out of the ashes, it's not going to be the same bird. It's going to have different energy. It's going to move in mysterious ways. Now 5 is often an energy of conflict or lack, but it's also the energy of the Hierophant, of getting those cosmic downloads. We have 5 completions here, 5 times 10 as well. Or a completion of, it's like finishing multiple battles where you can't get your weapons right and you're getting killed every time. Let me just skim this real quick here. Blah. Oh, I better change the battery because I gotta do another segment anyway. Put this here for a second. Okay, so we're looking at the spiral here. I'm just skimming this. It's a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown. So like I said, it's murky right here. We're in the process of being immolated. It's that sleep, that subconsciousness. Now, they used to... I think it was in the Gothic churches, but at some point there was a fad where they would put a maze in the center of the cathedrals, and people would walk through the maze and they would get this sort of meditative, numinous essence. And there's a lot of them that were later covered up by carpets because I guess it was too spiritual and they couldn't have that. But there are a lot of cathedrals that were built with spirals in the floor for that very purpose. It's crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. So that would be the phoenix coming up out of this complete immolation here. Okay, so it's giving a metaphor of a coiled snake as well, and it says you must shed your old skin. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. So starting out new, 0 can be vulnerable and scary. Like you put all this energy into something else and now you have to be like noob level again, and you're like, God damn it, I have to learn something new like every goddamn time. But it's in order to gain more momentum in a different direction, you do have to put that early work into these base numbers of 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and then it should be 8, 13, 22, I think, no, 21. Yeah, 21. So it builds, but you have to, there's a, oh, 21. There's a, God damn it, why can't I talk? It builds quickly, but there, you have to be able to understand that while you're in the vulnerable stages of the first few numbers of the sequence, you know, it's going to feel like there's not much going on, like the climbing is very slow, the growth is going to be very slow, and then it should rocket once you're into a new energy of where your truth and passion are pointing you. Alright, so let's look at this future potential here. So we have the Magician inverted. Okay. So when I do see the Magician inverted, this is mercurial energy here, air. And I'm getting, because we have Gemini North Node right now, I'm getting a duality sensation. So I'm getting a little bit of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde here. But the thing is, you have to put the work into it. You can't manifest your reality by snapping your fingers, right? You can't bullshit your way into your sole purpose. You know, you can't really, you can't, you know, pull the wool over the eyes of the universe. And then also you have to be able to think creatively. You can't just say, like, I'm gonna do this and that's how it's gonna be. You have to have the ability to move around objects, like, you know, like, oh, there's an iceberg ahead, well, let me just go straight anyway and it'll move out of my way because I say so. Like, bitch, you better turn that boat or you're gonna get fucked. You've got to go around. You have to move your whole life around and go in a different direction, basically. So we have the 8. So like I said, 5-8. Swiftness. This is when the energies start to ramp up. So we're saying don't fake it. Actually start building these energies. So here we have this cuboctahedron equilateral equilibrium, vector equilibrium energy in here, right? It's like kind of like the spiral. It's like the energy is starting to flow in a natural pattern, right? We're sending out our new creative energy into the universe. So we're taking this mercurial energy and of like this creative duality of like, okay, I've seen the dark and now I'm going to explode with the light. And we have this prismatic effect where we're getting, instead of a monochrome existence, we're able to operate on multiple levels. And here's this arrow again from Sagittarius energy, right? So we have the north node, the south node, we have this meridian line here, right? So in some essence, this is like the world card, but now we're dealing with an energy that has some snap to it, right? We have strength on our side. We're not running out of time. We've got a handle on where our world is going, and we have enough numbers left before 21 to build on this energy so that we're not at the finish line, you know, without anything that we need. (16), the eagle. So we have a doubling effect here. I expected to see 13, but that's not the case. So we have a 7, which tells me chariot, which is this movement, but it's a background movement. And we also have this perspective. We do have a tower here, but we know that we restructure. So the future is saying, you know, you have greater perspective of what's been going on. But let's take a look at this eagle. Comes from the east, the place of the rising sun. It's kind of like what we see here. The place of new beginnings. Sees the smallest detail with clarity without losing track of the bigger picture. Nests high on the mountain. No obstacles, only opportunities, right? So if something's in your way, it's not going to destroy your life as you know it. It's like, oh, something... It's a little bit, oh, there's a bigger, better deal over here, but it's like, no, this is the better, more me, clearer deal that goes with the big picture. This is smaller picture, right? Because all we see is the details. But here we can see, you know, we can see over here, we can see over here. She calls you to ascend to acquire perspective so you can fly wing to wing with great spirit. That's, I mean, this eagle here is basically the phoenix that rises up out of this this huge fire here in the middle of this. Yeah. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel you do not know where to go and what to do next? Have you lost your sense of purpose? Right, this is a spread your wings kind of a moment. Right. So in essence, freedom and the spreading your wings concept that comes from this tower like collapse moment. Oh, notice 4 times 4 is 16 as well. I love how I just went blank in the middle of my sentence. You could be throttled by this stall out, or you could accept this leveling up, more in tune with cosmic energy, your soul purpose, the greater plan of your life. You know, it's like to move from defeat takes courage. And the fire and then the rising of the eagle is representative of that. This is future energy, right? You have access to this. You can make the choice. But I feel like this is kind of a high vibration of making a choice. There isn't really any magic involved. It's like a willpower. It's the ability to have vision. So I think that's pretty good. The numbers work well. There's a lot of fire energy here. Now, again, the eagle and the phoenix are basically interchangeable. I feel like this magician inverted is a little bit strange. I want to get a clarifier card, though. Actual facts. Clarify the magician inverted. Okay, I got 2 cards here. What do we got? Page of Swords and the 2 of Wands. So like I said, it's like a higher level choice card. What is the truth? I'm not quite sure, but I know I need to pick one of these. And even here, he's got 2 daggers, this little kid here. So we're dealing with a higher energy. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Which pair of shoes am I putting on? I can't magically wear both of them. Do I pick with the old life or the new life? So it's basically what I said. I just apparently wasn't confident enough in that answer. Alright, so if you want to get a personal reading, let me move the camera. This never works when I do it the other way. And I'm going to jiggle it around a little. Poor thing is all screwed up. Okay. Is that pretty? It's a little fuzzy. Okay. So if you want to get a personal reading, you can email me here, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. I do have a complete list of readings in the description box of my infomercial video, which is going to be linked below this one. You can find me at these fine locations here. I've got some coloring books. I've got some actual art items here in my catalog, and the link for that and the link to that infomercial video, which is like a guide and tutorial to what I have and where it's at. All the information linked below here, and you can always just email me if you want to find something specific. I'll just get you that information. If you'd like to contribute to my channel to help keep things running, you can come hang out with me on Patreon and get some more detailed exclusive content And you can also donate paypal.me/CATtheMinion, and I also have Cash App and Venmo. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab and my discussion tab, and you can hang out with me in these other places if you want to. Stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.